Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 233. I am your host, Matrixlord 212, and I got with me Hayden. What's up, Hayden?
What's going on, guys? How are we all?
Modern Age Nerd. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, not bad. Just been living under a rock for the last 6 months, just avoiding anything and everything that's been going on. But, well, it's nice to be back and to talk some interesting things for once in the world of entertainment.
Yeah, a lot of interesting things besides the YouTube stuff. A lot of the movie stuff happens. Star Wars trailer. What'd you think of it?
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. I was up at 2 a.m. that thing came out. I was just waiting at my computer, refresh. I cancelled on a date with a lady, The honeys can wait for the Star Wars trailer.
That's true, bro.
Screw
That's
that.
true. I mean, I must have watched it like 60 times that day alone.
But it was mental. I was sitting here and I'm watching it, and the start of it, I was like, everyone jumped when the Stormtrooper popped up. And,
Oh, yeah. That was the coolest thing with the Stormtrooper. That's like leaping at it, and besides that, the Millennium Falcon, like that was amazing.
Well, calling Finn, go with that. That was just that was awesome. And then I think I started shaking and crying when the Stormtroopers popped up, and I was like, shit, here we go. Here we go.
It was like something out of like Call of Duty. Like they're like getting ready. Like oh my god, I got the chills, bro.
Yeah, they're just gonna obliterate everyone. They're pissed off of that their Death Star got blew up. They are really mad about it. It looks like. And what else is in there? You got that
lightsaber, the lightsaber thing.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's like a caliber or something. It's awesome. It looks like a proper sword for once, and I don't even know if it is a lightsaber because it was more like it just looked like a whip, like spitting fire out, like just this. It was just like a weird electric sword thing. It didn't even look like a traditional lightsaber.
Right.
That was awesome.
Like maybe it's going to be where he holds the lightsaber like this, and then he goes like this, but then it's like whips all around, like almost like a lightsaber force field type of thing or something. Like that would be weird. Or who knows what the hell it's going to be? I don't even know what it's going to be.
The old Kylo Ren. That's what the character's called, isn't it? Kylo Ren.
Well, I don't know if that's accurate either. Is it? Because I know it is. Okay.
Well, what about Star Wars? They released the cards with the names.
Yeah, but that could be fake too, though. No, because I know when he didn't want anybody to know that Khan was in Star Trek, he was lying through his teeth.
Yeah, I guess. But I think like the difference is with Star Wars, once you announce something, it's in the lore of Star Wars. And I think maybe they're the names early because there are companion books that are coming out next year, like Star Wars character dictionaries and stuff, like before the movie, that they sort of have to say these are the character names. But I think what are the names? There's Finn and then there's Rey. Rey's the girl. They said. So I don't think they're revealing their last names because I think it may be Rey Solo or Rey Skywalker. She's either Luke or Han's daughter, I think. That's my prediction anyway, because you can't do the third Star Wars and not follow the third generation of the Skywalkers.
It's probably Luke's daughter.
I think so, because if Han and Leia are the leaders of the Republic, why would their daughter be living in an AT-AT's foot on Tatooine or whatever it is, Right. And supposedly Luke's the character who's gone missing, so why wouldn't Luke's daughter be the one who's kind of like out hiding in the desert as well if he's gone and pissed off to Dagobah or something?
Right. Now we're hearing things that something happens with the Force that is people who are sensitive could become Jedi or Sith. They feel it.
Yeah, like when they say the Force Awakens is literally apparently there's like this sort of I don't know, like an earthquake. Everyone who there's like this one moment when the movie starts where everyone who has the Force kind of just feels this big kind of something, power through them or something. Like kind of like just imagine a big earthquake throughout the galaxy and like every single Jedi just kind of just wakes up and just feels this sort of power surge in them. So I don't know if they're actually going to say the Force is a literal living being, like in Doctor Who where they have the one of the sun in the Rings of Akaten, it was a living actual being. They could say the Force is an actual living being that's actually.
I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think so, because I think they will try to keep it mythological. They won't try to go into a more scientific, trying to explain the details of everything like a movie like Interstellar did. They won't try to make everything kind of explain itself because they already got shot on that for the midichlorians, so I don't think they're going to go down that road again. But, maybe they're trying. they did say the Force is kind of an energy field, so maybe the energy field, for whatever reason, ignites.
Right. Now,
And that
I think
Luke off. That's what sends him. Yeah.
that's what sends his powers in disarray or something.
Yeah. Well, they're saying he's real powerful because there was one of the rumors I read anyway. Spoiler alert for those who don't want to listen.
Yeah.
The rumor he's become so powerful he can move mountains just by looking at them. You know.
Yeah, I heard he could destroy like a Star Destroyer just by looking at him too.
Yeah.
Like that's just absurd. Wow.
Considering he's the only Jedi though, and all the Force in the universe is basically surrounding him, you know, it kind of would make a little sense that he's the only one. Because Yoda's dead now. We didn't see what happened. Because when Darth Vader died, that means Luke was the last living sentient that the Force could kind of latch onto that we know of.
But see, the thing about the Force, right, that we really don't understand is Ben Kenobi and Yoda gave themselves to the Force.
Yeah.
Just right before Ben Kenobi got killed, he just became one with the Force. Like, who's to say that they can't come back from the Force? Like that they just, you know, they could come back. Technically, they're not dead, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Essentially, they're trying to say the Force is the Force is everything. You know, what we are. Right. We live in this, you know, plastic universe where everything's, you know, like we can touch everything, feel everything. We're saying the Force is, you know, the real universe. Like the Interstellar, where they said the fifth dimension, essentially, the fifth dimension was, you know, out of time and space. Like the Force is everything, you know, in a different dimension. Even the Force is just something else completely that is essentially what we are. You know? Like our bodies is essentially just, you know, like a capsule that we live in, like a cocoon. So whatever we are, we really are like just a being of the Force. And if we choose to control the Force, you know, only some of us have the ability to be able to connect with it. But, you know, because everyone essentially would be able to connect with the Force, but only some people have that ability because the Force is in everything, which is what they said in the first movie.
Right. Now, what do you think is the key thing about Luke Skywalker? Do you think that, honestly, he loses control?
And goes to the dark side?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if anyone's going to go to the dark side, it's Princess Leia, because she's the only character we've heard nothing about with this movie.
Really?
We've heard about Princess Leia or anything except that she would be the leader of the Republic. You know, my argument with that, though, is who's to say that she didn't become corrupt and the whole Republic's become corrupt and the Empire are now the good guys, essentially. You know, kind of like Game of Thrones with the Mad King, how they were the bad guys and then obviously... You know,
right, like the Lannisters were bad, and then they're not bad, and it's like weird.
Like it started off with the Mad King, and they were the bad Empire, and then the rebels came and killed them with Ned Stark and the Lannisters and stuff, and then essentially Daenerys.
Yeah, it's like a twist,
kind of like the daughter of the bad guy from the Empire is kind of turning into the good guy. So who's to say the Empire and the Stormtroopers aren't really, you know, the ones now who are fighting for the better cause because Leia...
That's an interesting take on that. I didn't think about that. That's a good idea, Hayden.
Yeah, because maybe Luke decided to join the Empire because what they were fighting for was a better cause, you know, and his dad obviously was Darth Vader and turned...
Right, and she was never trained, period, so there was no discipline with her.
All we established at the end of Return of the Jedi was that Leia had the Force on her. We didn't establish... is she going to actually learn to become a Jedi now or anything, you know? So we don't actually know what happened with her. How do we know she's not, you know, the new evil?
Now, people are saying rumors that Han Solo doesn't have the Millennium Falcon. That's nonsense because we've seen the Millennium Falcon.
Because we've seen the trailer and no one can fly the Falcon like that. Don't even try to convince me. Only Han can flip the Falcon. We've seen Empire Strikes Back in that asteroid field.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Now, what about Chewbacca? There's rumors that Chewbacca has one hand. That's probably a rumor.
No, I don't think that's true because that was some leaked concept art, but he had grey hair in that also, and we saw there's a thank you video they released the other day for the people who donated to the UNICEF charity. There was Star Wars Change, and in it they showed Chewbacca doing his roar, and he had the normal hair and everything, so I think that was just some fake concept art maybe that was leaked because I don't think they're going to have two Chewbaccas in the movie. And I don't really think they're going to do flashbacks in Star Wars because Star Wars is, they're not going to release the Krull because basically what the Krull does at the start of the movie.
I heard that they are doing flashback sequence. I heard that they're doing with Darth Vader and the Emperor.
Could. I don't know.
With a young Princess Leia.
Yeah, I did hear that because Carrie Fisher's daughter's going to be in the movie.
Yeah, I heard that. So.
Yeah. So it could happen, but it's never really done flashbacks though, and I don't know why they would start now because it would just feel a bit out of place.
Right.
Just because the opening crawl in Star Wars basically says this happened, and here we are now. Basically, it says that and kind of flashback after that. Just kind of but I guess they do. There's nothing stopping them. We'll have to wait. We've got how long? Under a year now.
I can't wait, dude. I mean, all this stuff happening, I'm going nuts.
I'm about to actually film my video for the top best movies of this year, and then I'm going to do a top anticipated for next year as well, so I think Star Wars will definitely be number 1 on that list.
Now, what about any other secondary characters?
In the movie, we've got, the trio of leads going to be Finn, Rey, and Poe Dameron, the X-Wing fighter, Oscar Isaac. Are them 3 going to be the main characters?
There's going to be
Adam
Driver. Now, who's Adam Driver going to be?
Well, I'm convinced Adam Driver is the one with the triple-bladed lightsaber. That's Kylo Ren.
Okay.
So
it's 3 main characters?
Well, they said, because on the Star Wars website, the plot for the movie is the story follows a trio of young new leads with familiar faces or whatever. So
right.
I'm assuming that it's them 3 because they were the 3 that were showcased in the trailer when they were teasing the new characters.
Right. And then there's another thing about this. We know C-3PO and R2-D2 in it.
Yeah, they are. So... Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, and who else? I think Lando might get a cameo. Like, he won't be in the main cast, but he might get a cameo. Okay. That's why they haven't announced it.
And I know that we may see Yoda. We may see, like, a cameo.
Yeah, we may. Well, if I want to see any character come back, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. I want to see Ewan McGregor come back as Obi-Wan. But that's my personal opinion.
They said that they want to have a trilogy of Ben Kenobi, like, movies.
Yep, I did hear that. The way I would do it, I've got the perfect title for it. I've already thought of the perfect title for an Obi-Wan movie.
What's
it's going to be called Star Wars Beyond the Dune Sea. You know, they say he lived out beyond the Dune Sea. Just call it Star Wars Beyond the Dune Sea. Have him out there just fighting Tusken Raiders, cutting back to him in the Clone Wars with maybe Anakin or something. Just it's got to be a smaller movie though. You can just have this small kind of like Mad Max type movie where it's him out in the desert, just flashing back, just feeling guilty about the fact that he's caused the Empire.
They said if they did it afterwards, it would be one movie on Tatooine, where he's in his exile, and the other one's where he's not, Like maybe he goes to Dagobah or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to do, but they've just got so many other spin-offs they have to make first, because we've got the, the Bounty Hunter Death Star Plan movie. That's what they thought one of the plots were.
Now, what you mean a plot? I heard a rumor too. Yeah, like a more powerful Death Star.
The rumored plot for the Gareth Edwards spin-off, which comes out December 2016, was a group of bounty hunters that the rebels hire to steal the Death Star plans, which leads into the original Star Wars movie.
Okay.
Apparently that's the plot, and apparently Boba Fett may have been one of the bounty hunters, which is why they're saying it's going to be a Boba Fett movie, because he's in the clan. They said it's going to be like the, they said it was going to be, 12 men or something, but with bounty hunters. Right. Something cool like that. Kind of like, just imagine like a cool game. Kind of like Suicide Squad. You get all these, high-profile actors and put them in this kind of uncanny team together like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's an interesting movie we'll talk about eventually, yeah.
But I know you wanted to get into the Spider-Man Sony debacle, the hacking.
Yeah, well, let's still go stick with Star Wars for a minute.
Oh yeah, sure. We got
plenty
of time. Do you have plenty of time?
Yeah, I got plenty of time, dude. Unlimited podcast. I moved actually, so
yeah.
I could.
Oh, where'd you move?
That long. I moved in a different town, but it's still in the same in Staten Island, but I have unlimited. I could do all night long podcast. So
You still staying with the same people?
no, I'm by myself, completely.
Oh, really?
Completely by myself. Yeah.
Bloody beautiful. You're getting the honeys over in no time.
Well, I have my girlfriend Sharon. You know.
Yeah,
We were together for. I will. We're together a long time actually now, over 2 years, and you know, things are evolving nicely.
You got to get young Joe and Anthony on sometime. I'd love to have a chat with them again.
They're going to be 17 and 15, man. I mean, they're getting big. They're getting big.
I mean, I turned 18, so.
You just turned 18?
I turned 18 a few weeks ago, so I've been out in the town every night, wasting thousands of dollars on the casino. It's been ridiculous.
They have casinos out there, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
And the strip clubs. The strip clubs are quite fine as well.
I know the laws are different over there, right?
Yeah, well, 18's basically you can do anything. You know?
Really? Wow.
But America, it's 21, I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think they were trying to make it beyond 21, like.
Really?
I think it's yeah. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on over here, but yeah.
Us bloody Australians with our bare feet running around doing whatever we want, you know.
Yeah, I had Joe on here once in a while, the Revolvians and stuff.
Yeah, I watched. I'm pretty sure I watched that.
Yeah, so but he's into his own thing. I mean, like he was at one point in time going to do his own show with Anthony, but then it just they're out and about, they're doing stuff. So like you're out and about too.
Yeah, I might be able to hook you up with a nice guest. Because I'm doing some stuff at the moment with Jake Lloyd. He played Anakin in the Phantom Menace.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I would love to
have
him on the Everything Show. That would be awesome.
Yeah, well, I've got him on Facebook, so I can swing him a message if you want. I've got him as a Facebook friend.
Cool.
I'll have to talk to him if he wants to come on sometime, because me and him are going to do something together. Because he does a small production company called Pumpkin Patch Productions. They kind of they distribute media and stuff. Well, they're building their thing now, and I'm talking to him about doing some stuff with him in terms of some short.
Now, what is he? Is he acting, or is he just has production?
No, he's doing directing now, because he kind of quit acting after the Phantom Menace because he was just had a gutful of the scene. But he's still got, like, Lucasfilm sent him out like the full-size pod racer arcade game where you sit in the pod racer, and he's got one of them at home that he said it's just sitting there. So I'm going to try to swing him and hit him up with a deal and just go grab it or something.
How old is he now?
I think he's about 25. Because he would have been 8 when he filmed 8 or 9 when he filmed The Phantom Menace.
Okay.
So he'd be about 25, yeah.
Okay. Now, I know at one point in time you were trying to get in touch with the original Boba Fett.
Yeah, I did. Jeremy Bullock. Well, he was going to, because this is back when I was doing Nerdtopia, which was the old show I did. I'm actually thinking of starting that on iTunes, though. I wanted to do kind of like a radio podcast of that now. Because I've got a whole bunch of new gear. Like, I went out and spent like $7,000 on a camera the other week, and I've just bought all this stuff.
Would you get like that GoPro thing, or?
I've got a GoPro. I want a GoPro. I actually want a GoPro. Because it was kind of like because we had this thing called Schoolies, which is kind of a festival that you go to once you finish school, and like everyone's just a mess. Like there's just thousands of school kids running about mental and stuff. So they wanted me to film that. This company, so they sent me out a free GoPro and like a $500 gift voucher and all this stuff. Because
How much is a GoPro?
Over here you can get them for about $500. GoPro 4.
In America.
The GoPro I've got for you would be about $400. I'd say $400, $350. They're really good though. They're shooting 4K quality, which is quite nice.
Maybe my birthday.
But this new camera I got now is the Canon 5D, which is quite expensive. It's a DSLR, but the photos it takes are fantastic, and the video is just mental on it. Like for the lenses alone to attach to the camera, it's like $1,200 to get a good lens, and I've still got to get a few before I start shooting too much. But
you know the best lenses and cameras, because I know you do a lot of filming and stuff too. So
yeah, I did. Well, when I used to do videos on here, I used a Canon 60D, which was only like $1,000 that camera. And even that was really good quality. But now I've got a full like lighting setup, and I'm using a mic now, which is like I've got it like on a really high tripod pole, and it's kind of like hanging like I'm a radio producer. It's cool. If I had a webcam, you'd be able to see. Oh, it looks cooler.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
But,
so, did you ever get in touch with John Barrowman? I know.
They were quite busy. I think they were quite too busy to come onto a little YouTube show with a couple thousand views.
Well,
they did say to get in contact January, which would have been January this year, but that was about 12 months ago now, so I think the opportunities kind of run away out of the window for that one.
Right.
But if I end up starting the show again, I'll contact people.
I honestly think that, there's a demand for it. I think you should. Whether you do, Nerdtopia. Nerdtopia is a nice, nice ring to it, So.
Well, I'd like to do a range of things. Like, I'd like to, get around to doing movie reviews now and then, because I've been watching so many movies lately. Like, I
went to the movies like 3 times a week sometimes, 2 times a week. For everything.
There's so much good stuff out this year. Like, there's been so many good movies this year. Maybe we can do that in the next. We can do everything show after this, where we recap 2014 movies, if you want.
Yeah, we could do that.
Do that. We'll talk about Star Wars and Spider-Man and Doctor Who in this one, and then we'll do that one later.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now,
what were you saying?
Did you want to we'll focus this one on Star Wars, and then we could do a separate one on Spider-Man? Or you want to just do it? Or you want to do it? No, we could do everything. All right. So, why don't we just talk about the Spider-Man situation?
Yeah, sure.
Now,
I've got my own opinion on that, which is quite strong.
I, for one, am a huge Spider-Man fan. I have, tons of comics with Spider-Man. I have 36 comic book boxes, mostly, it's all Marvel, actually, and a lot of percentage of that is Spider-Man. Now, I would be more of a critic than anybody else, because I know what goes on in the comic.
It was shit.
Yes. There was no reason to have, a million villains or, mention anybody.
That's the thing, though. The movie had no story. It was all about chucking stuff in there. There was, when you think about it, what is Peter... If the movie's about Peter Parker, what is his actual role in the film? 1 minute, he is worrying about his girlfriend, then he just pops up at Harry's house, then he's on his computer talking to J. Jonah Jameson, then he says he's in college, then he's flying around as Spider-Man fighting Electro, then he's worrying about the spider serum with his parents, and then he's worrying about Aunt May becoming a nurse now, and it's like, there's no straightforward storyline. Spider-Man 2 was about Peter Parker dealing with too much and not being able to focus on his normal life, aside from being Spider-Man. That's what the original
Spider-Man 2 also had, the whole dynamic of him and Harry was destroyed because basically the last time he saw him, he was 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, hanging out without your parents' supervision at age 9 anywhere or 10?
Yeah.
So how the hell is that a great friendship?
It was just a mess. It's just, we obviously know the Sony executives haven't been getting along, and just they have so many differing opinions. Like we saw through the leaked emails. They've just been fighting and just going off about who God knows what. So it kind of feels like in the editing room for Spider-Man, one of Sony's executives went, I want this, and then the next one went, I want that, and then the next one was like, nah, screw it, let's cut that out.
It's the same problem like Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi didn't want a million villains.
Venom. He didn't want Venom in Spider-Man 3.
He didn't want Venom, and they forced it down his throat.
Yeah.
And then when he was allowed to do the Vulture and the Vulture alone, they stepped in as they're filming and said, let's change it. How are you going to change it? He signed John Malkovich.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So he just walked, and because he walked, Sony's like, the hell with it? They fired everybody.
Yeah.
And then they fired, which I like Andrew Garfield, don't get me wrong. Okay? But he has a mouth. He has a mouth outside the movie.
Yeah.
The guy screwed up. Let me talk about his mouth first.
Yeah, sure.
He's not used to the spotlight. He's not used to being a big A-list actor or a big actor like that. So he starts talking crap that he should shut his mouth. He basically made a comment saying that Mary Jane should be a dude and or something, and he should be bisexual, and he pissed off everybody. Stan Lee, right before they were about to unveil what Electro looked like, and he ruined the whole reveal because everybody wasn't talking about, wow, Electro looks cool. They were talking about, is Peter Parker gay? And Stan Lee flipped out and says he created Spider-Man, he's definitely straight, and if there's something wrong, he'll come over right now. So, like, you just ruined. That was the one thing, and then they kind of punished him a little bit. But then to speak out now and to say, "Wow, Spider-Man was crap," it's like, dude, just shut up because you're killing yourself.
He's fighting.
We know
pretty much.
See, here's the thing. This is how stupid it is, right? You can't have him in Civil War and have somebody we've never seen as Spider-Man. It ruins the whole concept of Civil War. It has to be Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield. Tobey Maguire.
This is my next point. We're getting away from. I'm gonna go on a rant right now. This is all I've been able to think about for the last 3 weeks of my life. Since the Sony leaks, I've said it. All right, this is your one chance to fix this. You had a perfectly fine franchise with Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire. It was fine. It was fine. Tobey Maguire, they're still great movies. The Danny Elfman theme song is bloody brilliant.
Oh, it is brilliant. It is brilliant.
Spider-Man 2 is still one of the best superhero movies ever made.
It is.
And why do we have to see Peter Parker in high school again? There's been plenty of iterations of Spider-Man where it's been older Peter Parker who's not in high school. You know? We had perfect J. Jonah Jameson. It was all fine. So here's what you do. You've already screwed it up now, and you've already fired Andrew Maguire. So why confuse us again? Why don't you literally just go, let's put Spider-Man in Marvel, and let's just get Tobey Maguire back and just put him in there.
But let's even flash forward. Let's have him married to Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Where all these years that Amazing Spider-Man's been all these years Amazing Spider-Man's going on. That's just nonsense because years have been happening in Spider-Man's history with Tobey Maguire that we've never seen.
And you know how we can sum that up? You know how the opening credits usually flashes back between the last 2 movies in the Tobey Maguire films? Just show what's been happening in photos between Spider-Man 3 and now. Just show in a few photos. And if Tobey Maguire's really that old and you want to cancel it out, here's what you do. You make Spider-Man and you call it Spider-Man The Last Hunt. You base it on Craven's Last Hunt. You kill off Peter Parker and you bring in Miles Morales and you just bring it into the cinematic universe.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But if you want to explain the Andrew Garfield thing, it's very easy. And they explained it in the animated series years ago. They explained it in Shattered. They explained it in Shattered Dimensions. They explained it in Spider-Verse now. There is multiple different universes, and then you could tie it in with Doc Ock, where he didn't drown, but that thing punctured a hole into Andrew Garfield's dimension, and there you got Doc Ock returning in an Amazing Spider-Man 3. That would be, how phenomenal would that be with that actor being Doc Ock battling Andrew Garfield?
I just don't want to see Amazing Spider-Man 3 ever. I'm done with the Amazing Spider-Man. I just thought the first 2 were just so average, and I just don't want to see another one. If I want to see anything, I want to see one more.
I want to see one more, but I want to see it where the whole Oscorp thing falls apart, because my whole thing is that one of the biggest problems with the Amazing Spider-Man franchise is that Oscorp is in charge of every villain and the creation of every villain, and I want to show that Oscorp stole the ideas from, let's say, Otto Octavius or Adrian Toomes, and they just like blow up the building or like just destroy Oscorp with lawsuits. And then you find out that these villains, are all around, for a while, like Doc Ock and Vulture. And the only way that, at one point in time, the only way they were thinking about fixing it, because they couldn't have any villain tied with Oscorp, they were going to do Mysterio, they were going to do Kraven, and they were going to do Chameleon in the same movie.
Yeah.
Which the relation between Chameleon and Kraven, they're related. Mysterio is like illusion, Chameleon could be framing Spider-Man while he has to deal with Kraven the Hunter, and he don't know if he's coming or going. That's what could be the whole Amazing Spider-Man. Like, his life is so screwed that he doesn't have time to think about him being lonely and Gwen Stacy. They could just have him constantly, like, just dealing with, like, Spider-Man stuff. You know?
Well,
and at the end, Mary Jane pops in,
I think that's just the thing. I think they can't get that right. I don't think bring back Mark Webb if you're going to do that. Then I think just get a new director because he obviously can't.
Yeah, I wasn't happy that he couldn't say with great power comes great responsibility. That's in every Spider-Man comic. Like, what the hell is your problem?
Well, they still haven't even. He still hasn't even caught Uncle Ben's killer.
He doesn't even care about Uncle Ben's killer.
That's the problem with the Amazing Spider-Man 1. Like, it was like the movie was he's looking for Uncle Ben's killer, just stops looking for him. Then the lizard comes along and decides, I'm going to turn everyone into lizard people. And that was fucking the whole movie. And it was like, dumb.
And he didn't invent the web shooters. Oscorp did.
Yeah.
Said I was retarded too.
You may as well have just had the organic web shooters that come out of his arms, like Tobey Maguire did.
Just, you know what they could do? Like I joked around before, right? They could start the whole Danny Elfman music, Spider-Man 4, right? And then you just show like the Sandman thing, right? What last movie? And then all of a sudden you show clips of like Andrew Garfield swinging and taking the mask off, and then Tobey Maguire wakes up like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah. Well, if you want to kind of say like, because they wouldn't go and do Electro or Lizard again. You could, if you did Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, you could just have in that segment at the start, you could just show Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fighting the Lizard, and then show his Spider-Man fighting Electro. That way, you kind of say
they could have his Lizard. They could have his Lizard not be the whole movie, just be like briefly, and then he goes to jail or something.
Well, this is how you introduce Spider-Man into the cinematic universe. I think you have to do something at the start where you cut back, say, we open in 2009, and it will be Spidey swinging around in New York fighting, I don't know, who's a villain he could fight. You could have him against Tombstone or something. I don't know.
See, I don't want a reboot right now. They keep doing it too soon. Bring back Tobey Maguire. See, the thing is that I don't.
Say Tobey Maguire in the Marvel Universe. Bring his Spider-Man in.
Well, why don't they do this, right? Why can't they do the Hobbit type of thing? Or Back to the Future 2 and 3? Why can't they film, if there's such dire straits, why can't they throw the budget there and they film 3 Spider-Man movies back to back with Tobey Maguire? And then you could release it every year, but you film them all at the same time.
Because they just don't know if it's going to work with Tobey Maguire just yet, so I think they have to film one just to sell.
First of all, how old? I mean, has it really been that long since Tobey Maguire's been Spider-Man? I mean, how long?
It's almost been 8 years.
Yeah, but how does he look?
He looks fine.
He could do it.
He's only 39. He's about the age of Chris Evans.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
He could do it.
Oh, he's fine to do it.
He could do it.
Yeah, he's not old.
And you know what, too? I would get James Franco also. Because, like, I like... Nah, I don't believe that either. That's nonsense. Because the Goblin... I would have the original Green Goblin come back, too. Because he wakes up in the morgue, Norman Osborn, because the Goblin formula is like it heals him, too. So, that's what the... 39. What?
Tobey Maguire's 39.
So what? Bring him back. I think everybody wants him back anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, here's the thing from the other day. K-Drama Stars, the website, which is probably just utter nonsense, they said their article the other day was The Amazing Spider-Man 3, Andrew Garfield out, Tobey Maguire back as Warcaller.
They're saying that Tobey Maguire's back?
I think it's just they're trying to get hits on their site, but I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, right? Why don't they just scrap the whole plans for Sinister Six and Venom, right? And listen to me when I tell you. Finance a Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield. While they're filming Andrew Garfield, Sam Raimi can film Spider-Man 4 and 5, okay? And have something in there to have a little thing at the end of Andrew Garfield that could connect to both universes, like a villain that goes into both universes to have like a little storyline later, or maybe not. You know, like a Shattered Dimensions thing. They could have like a little thing, you know, just to connect the universes like that.
It depends. I think that will happen if that Marvel don't get the rights.
Sony has so much money, though. Sony has so much money. I don't understand why don't they just throw the money at the one character that will make them the most money is Spider-Man. Well,
they spent a lot on Spider-Man 2. They spent like almost 300.
But they spent it on the wrong thing. Mark Webb is horrible. The whole script is horrible. Orchie did the script. That's horrible in itself. And just, you know what? Let Sam Raimi write the script for Amazing Spider-Man 3, and then finish it off. Just finish it off with Andrew Garfield, but then bring back Tobey Maguire at the same time.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could end Amazing Spider-Man 3 where the universe gets destroyed or something, and then boom, or something, the universe gets twisted, and then you see Tobey Maguire back, like, or something. They could do that. There's nothing that they can't do. Okay, if in Dallas you can make it like a whole season's a dream,
Yeah.
then and in Terminator you could erase Terminator 1, 2, 3 and Salvation and a TV show just by rebooting it with like the time travel thing. You could do anything in movies.
We could do an X-Men Days of Future Past type thing with Spider-Man.
But that's what they're doing with Terminator. You saw the trailer for Terminator?
Yeah.
Like, he goes back in time before that and just erases everything.
Yeah, so. Well, if they're going to do the thing, they still have the option, because Tobey Maguire can fit. You can say that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is from Earth 616, which is the Marvel Universe. You can say he's from, because you can just say his parents were S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. That's how you can introduce it. You can just say Richard and Mary Parker in that universe were working for S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's how you tie Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to it. Because you can just say that literally Spider-Man was flying around in 2009 or whatever, fighting a villain. Iron Man came in and said, "Piss off, we don't need you, little wall crawler," or anything. So Spider-Man just pissed off while the Avengers and everything was going on. And then you can say that he comes back now, and that's when he meets Captain America and everything.
Yeah, I think that's...
You can just show one flashback scene to just after Spider-Man 3, where, say, because Spider-Man 3 happened in 2007, Iron Man happened in 2008, so do it 2009 where both heroes are around, just in New York. Something happens, they both fight the same villain, and then basically Spider-Man gets laughed at by Iron Man, and then for some reason he's like, "Screw it, I don't need to be a hero. There's enough of them out there." And then you can have
the whole thing was Iron Man is supposed to be like a mentor to Peter Parker, and he's supposed to. That's why Peter Parker, like, did that for Iron Man.
We could do it with anyone. Well, you could do it with.
But see, I have a whole problem with the Civil War thing. First of all, because when they wrote that about Spider-Man, the people have no idea about Spider-Man. I know about Spider-Man. Spider-Man would never, I don't care what the situation is, he would never reveal his identity to the world because he's too worried about Aunt May getting hurt or Mary Jane getting hurt. And guess what happened? By him doing that, the Kingpin sniper rifled Aunt May and shot her in the chest. So it's like, how stupid. And then he makes a deal with the devil, which is even weird in itself, and he alters the whole Marvel timeline.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll see him in... I think that's kind of dead that he's going to be in Civil War. I think if he is going to be in Civil War, it will be the after-credit scene, which will lead into his first Spider-Man movie kind of thing.
I don't think he's going to be in Civil War at all. I think that Sony just... First of all, Sony needs to get it together.
Well, they've got a meeting coming up. Sony and Marvel have a meeting coming up within the next month or so to decide what they're going to do. Because the plan was for Marvel to produce 3 Spider-Man movies and to have Sony distribute them, basically, and they'll split the profits 50-50 or 60-40 or something.
And I heard that Sony would pay 25% of the movie, or no, Disney would pay for 25% of filming the Spider-Man movie, and then Sony would pay for 25% of filming, I think, Captain America 3 or something, or Iron Man or whatever. Yeah, I heard about that. And Iron Man and Captain America probably appearing in Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Well, they were going to have Drew Goddard, who's writing and directing Sinister Six, to direct the 3 Spider-Man movies. Or they were going to have...
you know what I would do?
Who was the guys who directed...
you know what I would do? I wouldn't even have Captain America or Iron Man in the Spider-Man movie. You know what I would have?
Yeah.
I would have the Hulk in the Spider-Man movie. Yeah. I would have the Hulk flip out. I would have the Hulk flip out in New York and Spider-Man take him out.
Yeah.
And then that gets the attention of Iron Man, because he's like, wait a minute, he doesn't have any superpowers. He has webs. He could be an Avenger. That could be how the opening is, with him becoming Avengers, because he took out the Hulk.
I still think if you do a Spider-Man movie, you have the other characters in there. You could do. Is it Vermin, the villain that was in Kraven's Last Hunt? Is it Vermin?
Vermin. You also could do Carnage. You could do Maximum Carnage.
You could do basically Captain America and Spider-Man versus Vermin at the start, and then Kraven's Last Hunt happens. And you have, and that way, you could do 2 movies. You could do Spider-Man and Captain America. You could do Spider-Man 4 and Captain America 4, and both of them are crossovers where Spider-Man's in it and Captain America's in it in each of their films. And you could do like a 2-part storyline with Vermin, and then you could have the Red Skull come back. Then you could have the Hobgoblin in there or something.
Yeah, I agree.
I still think the Hobgoblin could be cool.
What, the different costume of Green Goblin where he looks like actually cool instead of like crap, you know?
And you could easily have someone, yeah, that could be really cool.
Hobgoblin, they could make him like originally with the weapons van and stuff. Remember that?
Yeah.
When they
I remember Spider-Man the animated series. Hobgoblin could be the scariest looking Spider-Man villain though that you've had. You know, you could turn him into some sort of weird looking cyborg character, and you could have a Halloween. It's like Amazing Spider-Man 3. If they did that, they could literally do like a Halloween type movie where it's just Peter's just flipping out because of Gwen's dead, and you just have the Hobgoblin comes in and just have this real dark type of film. You could even have
Hobgoblin was a tough villain, I gotta say, in the comics, because they didn't make him like the Green Goblin. They made him like a Punisher type weapons expert.
Oh, it was
Spider-Man had a hard time like defeating him at first.
Well, you could do 3. You could do 3 goblins in the Amazing Spider-Man 3. You know, you could have Hobgoblin, you could have Proto-Goblin, and you could have
Demo-Goblin. You could do something.
Demo-Goblin. You could just have Spider-Man Night of the Goblins, you know, or something.
There's been a lot of goblins. I mean, they had even Norman Osborn. The one thing I never agreed with was that he had children with Gwen Stacy, where that was the Gray Goblin and Sarah Stacy, whatever. I mean, that's even more crazy, but. Yeah, there was a Techno Goblin.
Yeah, I know.
Then there was that Harry Osborn's girlfriend got zapped in the face with the Goblin form, then it became Menace. And then the baby was a Goblin baby or something. That was just weird, or something like that. I don't remember. And then Norman Osborn, the new thing that he just got plastic surgery. Nobody knows what he looks like, and he's sane. He's no longer insane. So they're saying that because he's sane, he's more of a threat because he knows what he's doing. So
you could just do. There's so many goblins you could do. You know.
Yeah.
There's so many goblins to choose from, and you could even do the Jackal in the Spider-Man movie. That would be cool.
Well, that's the thing now. They're saying that they want Gwen Stacy back, and it's like, well, dude, you know. And they're saying, well, you know, the hell with it. They could make it like the real Gwen Stacy was saved because of Miles Warren, and that was a clone that died. And they'll just totally do a 360 where the real Gwen Stacy lives, and then she just marries Peter Parker and whatever, and it's just a different timeline. You know, they don't have to go with, you know, they could just do their own thing because they're not connected with, like, Marvel, where they have to have it accurate like that, you know?
Yeah.
The one thing I don't agree with that Marvel Comics did to piss off 20th Century Fox is to just reveal that the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are not the children of Magneto, but the children of Inhumans. And I'm pretty pissed off that you heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
They just revealed that because they want to have a thing where they can't use Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in 20th Century Fox, and that's not happening. So I don't know why they did that, but they are the children of Quicksilver, and I mean they are the children of Magneto. So that was really dumb, really dumb.
Considering like X-Men was like my number 2 movie of this year. Like it was fantastic.
That was fantastic. I love Days of Future Past.
You didn't need action and all this millions of villains in there. You just needed the good story with, you know, Professor X.
And the trailer, I couldn't stop watching the trailer. It was like my favorite trailer with the music.
I saw it in the cinema about 5 times. I went to see it. Great.
Fantastic.
And then Spider-Man came out and it was shit.
Yeah, exactly. And the false advertisement of all the villains attacking them at the same time in the friggin' times. Yeah, why did we go Power Ranger all of a sudden? When did the Rhino become like a Megazord? What the hell was that? That was crap.
He was the whole movie.
I do like Jamie Foxx's Electro. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, but it was like the Riddler from Batman Forever, though. And he's talking to himself in the mirror. Spider-Man doesn't like me. He's my friend. He's my best friend.
But that was just ridiculous too. Yeah,
and then he's like, there's like dubstep music when he's like firing at Spider. It's like,
I am angry. I am rage. I am angry.
Yeah, and he's like singing to himself. Spider-Man doesn't love me. Dun, 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 dun. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
He's like, it's my birthday. I'm gonna light up my candles.
And Joe likes the soundtrack though to that. I'm like, at first I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I'm trying to say, like, why did they make a Spider-Man soundtrack like Captain America? Like he's the all-American hero. Dun-dun-dun,
Yeah.
dun-dun-dun. I'm like, that's not Spider-Man's like theme. What the hell was that? That's
and how,
not
like,
theme at all.
It's shocking. Over here, it's called, in Australia, it's called The Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Rise of Electro. That's what it's called here.
Why, if we have the theme music for Danny Elfman, why can't we use the theme music? Like, why do we have to use this crap?
He probably didn't let me.
I just scrapped that. Just, you know what? Just get Danny Elfman back and do Tom McGuire now.
Who's the composer who said that they saw the movie and it was crap, so they didn't want to do the movie? Was it James Horner, where he said that he heard the movie was rubbish?
Somebody said it. Yeah, somebody said it.
This is going to be rubbish. I do not want to do the music for this.
I would just, you know what, just based on that, I mean, and you know, it's not Andrew Garfield's fault. I mean, he's the
actor.
But like, why is he crying the whole movie? Like,
why does he stutter so much? No.
Why do we, like, Marvel is right in a sense that, like, why is he all concerned with his love life? Every friggin' movie, and the hell with everything else going around. And that's true because the whole movie he's crying, Andrew Garfield. My parents, Gwen's dumping me, Gwen's back with me, Gwen's dead. It's like, what the F?
Gwen's dad. Like, he's a dick of a character. Like, he did not keep his promise to Gwen's dad. And then he's like, I promise I'll keep her safe. Then he's like, nah, screw it, I'm going to go with her anyway.
That's like high, great power, great responsibility, but of course they don't have that in that movie. So it's like, really?
She dies too, so it's kind of like he learned. The character of Peter's learned nothing in the last two movies. He's the same.
He's like a wimp, like, in a way. He's like, I love you, but I don't love you. I want to be with you, but I don't want to be with you. Like, shut up and smack you in the face.
You're not going to London because I'm coming to London with you.
Just be Peter Parker and be Spider-Man and stop it with the mushy like crap. I don't want to see that.
Right? A bit less time combing his hair. He might have frickin' stopped Electro halfway through the movie. And what's with the spider serum that you can like become Spider-Man if you stick the serum?
I don't know, but you know what though? He didn't. That was another plot hole. If his father built the damn suit, why didn't the father wear the damn suit to stop the virus? How stupid is that?
Yeah.
That's like as stupid as the doctor could snap his fingers and open the TARDIS, right? So what the hell do you need keys for to throw in the lava?
Well, it was a thing the whole time though.
What the F is that?
But that was like a virtual reality. He knew that she was just fooling around the whole time.
I know, but that's just stupid though, because like you just snap your fingers, the TARDIS opens.
Yeah,
you don't need keys.
But that's dumb though that he snaps his fingers and it opens though, because anyone can do it now.
No. She could. Only reason she could do it is because she went in his time stream, and he put the time vortex back in the TARDIS, so gave it part of himself. So only people could do that. Technically, it's Clara and him, and maybe Rose Tyler. But that's it.
You've thought about this way too much, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have actually. Way too much. Dude, I was watching Doctor Who's on all day, and I'm like watching on and off between laundry, and then I'm actually creating new theories based on Series 5. And I'm like,
you know how many theories we had there? Like your theories about the fission stuff, like, and the...
Oh my god. I still say that Omega was behind everything. You're going to find out that these mothers, these Gallifreyans, are friggin' at the mercy of Omega. And, like, they're in his universe or next to his universe, and he's like, Silence will fall. Like, he's behind everything. I'm telling you. I still feel that.
You're going to find that, like, they're all just at the chip shop just having a couple of fish sandwiches, and the Doctor's just walking past them, just not realizing.
They keep bringing up dreams every now and then. Something's going to happen with those. Something's got to happen. That's ridiculous. But anyway.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to go into Doctor Who now, do you?
Well, no, we'll just keep back into the movies. But we'll do real movies because I have to talk about something about Amy Pond. But
yeah.
Anyway, so well, Sony, they just everything came out, huh? Bash and Angelina Jolie. And
Men in Black Jump Street.
That's like our company's about to go out of business, so let's just like do everything we can to save it. Like,
well, that was going to be Django Zorro Unchained.
What? No, but I don't even know if they're connected to it. But besides the female Ghostbuster thing, they want to have a solo spin-off Ghostbuster thing with Channing Tatum and Chris Pratt as Ghostbusters. I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't even know if that's related to Sony. Is that related to Sony?
Yeah, I'll be back once I could lift something.
Okay. I mean, everybody's talking Chris Pratt because Chris Pratt's in Guardians of the Galaxy and it was phenomenal, and now he's in Jurassic World, and because he's in it, it may be phenomenal because it's going to be a new trilogy, so the hot commodity is Chris Pratt. So, of course, you would want Chris Pratt in Ghostbusters. But the technical problem about that is they already decided that they wanted to have an all-female Ghostbuster team in an alternate reality where nobody has ever seen a ghost, and Michael Dinklage, right, which is Tyrion Lannister there, he's going to be the villain who's going to be like a mass murderer. And then there's electrical storm, and he dies, but becomes the king of the ghosts or something. And then it's going to be like rated R horror / comedy, but not really mainly comedy, but a little comedy, but then gore and stuff. So they're trying to capture the scariness of the first Ghostbusters. But then they decided, hey, let's have Channing Tatum and Chris Pratt in a Ghostbusters thing. And then they turn Ghostbusters into a Men in Black type of thing, where the government is in charge of them and they're successful. So now they'll have like Ghostbuster agents or something, like Ghostbusters, so they can have Chris Pratt and Channing Tatum in a movie that's Ghostbusters or something. So that's just weird. So besides that, 21 Jump Street meets Men in Black, that's absurd too. But it could work though. It's so crazy that it could just about work Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum as the new Men in Black. Now you have Will Smith, who just, as far as I know, doesn't want to do it anymore. Tommy Lee Jones doesn't want to do it anymore. So if you're going to have a reboot, you would want to do it with somebody you know. And if these characters are established in 21 Jump Street, it will be just a natural transition that they just become Men in Black agents. So I could see that work, actually. But I would like to see off-world Men in Black, not on Earth, though. I mean, they would have to be having relations in space and galaxies and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Are you back, nerd? Not yet. So, I would like to see that. I mean, I was very impressed with Men in Black 3. I like that. So, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum as Men in Black, that could be crazy enough to work, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you agree? It is a crazy theory. Like, it is a crazy concept, but it might just work, though.
Which one, the Men in Black Jump Street crossover?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what? I kind of agree with you. I would like to see it, because there's nowhere to... They've already said every possibility for a Men in Black sequel possible, so why not, instead of doing a sequel, you do a spin-off?
Yeah, but do it in space. Like, yeah. There has to be Men in Black agents in space with spaceships.
We kind of have like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones at the start. Do you guys want to take this mission in space? They're like, nah, we're not doing it. And they're like, we got two other guys who are going to come in. That's right, mother bitches.
Yeah, I could see that. They're like, no, we got this. Yeah, we'll go off-world.
We have this new idea of sending two agents into space. It's called the Men in Black, and he just sends them underground. We're sending you underground to 23 Jump Street, and it's like...
Oh, no, Asteroid 23.
Yeah.
That's something. We're going to send you to Asteroid 23.
What's that?
Yeah.
It's a planet. It's a planet.
Yeah. Or Jump Street. Yeah, 23 Jump Street's a planet. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That could be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that, because there's nowhere left to go with Men in Black, and there's nowhere left to go with Jump Street, so it's kind of like,
Right.
screw it, just put them together. And
who cares? Yeah. I
it's
agree.
That
it would be a block. It would be a blockbuster too. Yeah.
Oh, I'd say it. I'd be there opening.
Well, look what they're doing. I don't even think nobody really covered the Vacation sequel reboot.
I'm kind of excited for that in a little bit.
It's kind of not a reboot because it's kind of a sequel because it's like it's a sequel. Like it's like Rusty and his kids and Audrey and their kids.
It's a reboot of the
concept.
It's a reboot of the concept, but it's a continuation of the characters.
Right, it's a sequel because they're going back to Wally World, like Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo.
Kind of like why would
the
you?
Grandparents.
Why would you reboot it with the same character? Why wouldn't you just continue it anyway? You know, it's like, why wouldn't you do that?
Right. And Chevy Chase, they could still do it with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. In fact, I think it's already filmed. I think it's done.
Yeah, they have finished.
It's completely done already, I think. So
Chris Hemsworth playing Rusty's wife's brother. That's who Chris Hemsworth's playing.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
And somebody else is playing. Now, the only thing I didn't see in the credits though is Randy Quaid. He's not in it. That's stupid.
We'll check.
I know he kind of went really crazy in real life, doing something crazy, but still, they should have it.
Randy Quaid.
They gotta have a minute. They gotta have.
We've got Chris Hemsworth is in it. Beverly D'Angelo, Chevy Chase, Leslie Mann, Charlie Day, Christina Applegate, Michael Pena, Ed Helms.
No, Randy Quaid.
Keegan-Michael Key. Now, your son, I'm pretty sure, likes Key and Peele, so he'll like that.
Yeah, they love them, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember he sent me some videos once of it.
They love them. They had me cracking up.
I do enjoy that. I do quite like it.
I start watching that. I start cracking up, too. We were watching that the other day. Like,
well, I went out and I've been watching Entourage. Have you ever seen Entourage?
No, but the movie's coming out, though.
Yeah, well, I've been watching the TV show, and I just got the Sopranos box set for Christmas.
Oh wow!
So,
okay. I love that show. That show was a great show. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you still watching Game of Thrones and?
Yeah, I'm still heavily in that. Waiting for the new season to start.
I'm waiting for the review.
Jon Snow. Yeah. I love
the reveal. He is truly the daughter of Ned Stark's sister.
Yeah. What is he? What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, the daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a long theory. That was maybe 20 hours. That's
crazy. Well, what about Michael Dinklage from Tyrion?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Peter Dinklage. He's going to be the villain in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I heard about that. It just sounds like his X-Men character again, but a bit madder.
But I like that though. I like that he's a ghost.
They want him for everything, don't they?
His voice alone just is great.
He's awesome.
Like he's a great actor, man. I mean, just.
I rewatched Elf the other day, where he plays the author Miles Finch, and he's in there, and Will Ferrell's like, he's an angry elf, and he just goes. It's funny.
I gotta tell you, like, and what about Transformers 4?
Oh, yuck!
But that was the most money ever in history. That just gave them 3 more Transformers, basically. I mean, Mark Wahlberg is signed, ready to go.
I'm not giving anything away, but for my top worst movies of the year, Transformers is on the list.
Long. It was like Hobbit long.
It's like they're just think of The Hobbit as My Private Parts. Peter Jackson is just going at it, and he just.
I watched it, and then I'm saying to myself, "There's a reason why those robots were in spaceships, okay? Because you can't just fly somewhere. I don't care if you're Optimus Prime. You can't just fly through galaxies.
Yeah,
because
but
you're
by
not
that
that's ridiculous.
by that point in the movie, you can tell he was like, "This movie's that stupid. Screw it. Let's just shoot him in the
What are you
face."
talking about? Like,
It was the same movie as the last two. It was exactly the same.
I liked it, but it's just some of the things were ridiculous in it. You know?
It was the exact same movie. Like halfway through the movie, Megatron comes back, and then they beat the bad guys, and there's something that they've got to find because the Decepticons want it as well, and it can control all the power in the galaxy. Something, and then they find it, and then.
So now they're gonna have Rodimus Prime now, I guess.
I don't know. I'm done. I'm not seeing another one of their movies. I'm done. I've had enough.
I'm gonna see it. I'm still gonna see it. But what about Jurassic World? What'd you think of that?
Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. It's
Chris Pratt is everybody wants Chris Pratt now.
Yeah. I've still got to finish my 2015 most anticipated movie list, but Jurassic
How'd you
World.
like Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Oh, it's freaking fantastic, man. That was like my top.
Yeah, it was real fun. Yeah, I've watched it a couple times now. It's just a lot of fun, isn't it?
That and what about Winter Soldier?
Yeah, I love Winter Soldier. That was good.
That was great. That thing saved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
like,
that was good.
So bad, like they saved them. That movie.
Out of the 4 superhero movies this year that came out, I'd say my top 2 were Guardians and X-Men.
Yeah, easy.
And then Captain America, then Spider-Man was easily the shittest.
Well, Spider-Man was just like, why did they have to throw Gwen Stacy thing in there? Like, what was the reason to kidnap her if he stopped the virus by wearing that thing? I don't understand what the purpose was.
How did he know how to ride the glider?
Yeah. And he was a nobody, so if you're not even established as a villain, how do you get into the final battle? Like, he shouldn't even been in the movie. It shouldn't have been Electro throughout the whole thing. They should have had no Rhino, no nothing. And then Electro could have carried that movie, honestly.
They could have easily just done Electro. They could have had a storyline where it was Electro and he was.
That's it. It just worked. They didn't have. They could have killed Ruff in the next one. They didn't have to kill Ruff in the second one. That's stupid.
Nah.
That was a bad decision by Sony. And they're eating it because they want to bring her back now, and they're going to screw that up too. That's how they'll keep Andrew Garfield, because they'll keep Emma Stone too.
Yeah.
All right, bro. I think we'll close this episode out. And if you want, we'll talk about doing another show shortly.
Yeah, we'll do that top or something.
Yeah. All right, guys. Nerd is back. Hayden's back. All right, take care. Bye for now.